On behalf of the University at Strathclyde, I welcome you all here to the Barony Hall on this congregation for the conferment of degrees. It's a very special day. It's special for our graduates who have spent the last period, which must have seemed an interminable period, studying through your courses. It's important for your family and friends who are here, who definitely will have supported you during the pandemic restrictions. And it's also important for our staff who have turned out today, who have been working under incredibly difficult and challenging conditions to give you the very best education you can possibly have. Graduation ceremonies like this are also known as commencement ceremonies. They represent a beginning rather than an end. And it's in this spirit at Strathclyde that we have our graduation ceremonies. In a few moments, each of you will come up onto the stage and you will walk along, and then you'll be capped by me. And then you'll go off and you'll walk along and you'll leave the stage. And in a sense, that symbolises the transition from being a student and a graduand to having the capping, which is a mark of achievement, to becoming an alumnus or an alumna, becoming part of a broader community of over 175,000 people around the world who have graduated from the University of Strathclyde. That move from graduand to graduate, it's actually quite a profound thing. And when you're coming up onto the stage, I really hope that you think about that it's not the end, it's now the beginning of the next phase of your life. After the ceremony, we will have an academic procession. We will move from the Barony Hall and we'll walk along the campus to our newest building, our Learning and Teaching building. And it'll be there that we can have some refreshments and have some opportunity for informal discussions. And again, that type of walk after the graduation has been done for the last few hundred years, and even beyond that, in other universities. And you follow in the footsteps of every single graduate at Strathclyde all the way back to 1796, when this institution began. It's an incredibly special day, as I said, and I think for the family and friends who are here and having supported the graduates to get to this point, we say that you don't really value something until you've lost it, and we haven't had graduations for 2 years. The last set of graduations was in November 2019. So when your loved one comes up and to be capped, just engage with every single minute with it. And if you want to celebrate in your own way, then please do. If you want to cheer or clap louder, then please do, because it is a special moment. So without further ado, I now declare this congregation open, and I invite Professor Ian Wooten, Vice Dean of Strathclyde Business School, to present each of our graduates.
Executive Dean, in the name of the University and by the authority of the Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for Research in the Department of Economics, Temitope Abraham Ajayi. For the degree of Master of Science in Applied Economics, Ian Thomas Baird. David Bender. Lewis Bennett. Adam Callum Curry. John Andrew Docherty. Christian James Gibson. Matilda Julia Graczyk. Rebecca Gray. Sophie Flora Haldane. Ellie Anna Hodge. Abira Hussain. Laura Hutton. Yeva Kurelite. Thomas James Lightbody. Aditya Moya. Dylan McDermott. Fraser Milligan. Munira Abdulwahab Ahmed Mohammed Al-Tawadi. Luke William Muyanoni. Arthur Shembre. Rhiannon Louise Sims. Kieran Wilson. In economics and finance, Ayman Buzina. Shreya Mishra. In global energy management, Toby Anthony Knowles. Anuja Negai. Tom Fraser Speedy. In entrepreneurial management and leadership, Lauren Jesper Beelan. Jonathan Lawrence Brady. Amitawa Guha. Jawen Jan. Nikolai Kapluski. Rafael Antonio Jacinto Reis. In entrepreneurship, innovation and technology, Gadir Fake Dawood Akhlawati. Marie Adelaide Couffon. Eleonora Della. Sumanth Reddy Doda. Fiona Catherine Boyd McEachran. Zion Paul Schum. Lena Tuerwachter. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Accounting and Finance, Elizabeth Anastasia Goodwin. Ross Hutchison. Grant McGill. Callum Wright. In finance, Ewan Andrew Malcolm. Dylan Young. In finance and economics, Rhys Jenkins. In economics and finance, Erin Gray. Ross John McLean. For the degree of Master of Science in Applied Economics, Mobeen Hussain. For the degree of Master of Science in Economics and Finance, Alexandria Vanessa Miguel Diaz. Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, but most of all our graduates, I warmly welcome you once again to this special ceremony and memorable day, a day that marks the culmination of a sustained period of demanding work and dedication for our new graduates. You have graduated in front of your family, your friends, your peers, and so I begin my address to congratulate you, our class of 2021, on your achievements during what is probably the most challenging of times that any graduate has experienced in recent years. Well done. In a short while, you'll be invited to join the academic procession when we'll leave the Barony Hall. This is a symbol that you're no longer students, but you're full members of the academic community at the University of Strathclyde, and one that I said earlier numbers over 175,000 people across the globe. And there's about 40,000 alumni who are business school graduates. This November, we are celebrating our first in-person graduation ceremonies since the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic. The pandemic has challenged our health systems, impacted our economies, and changed the way we work. But it has also demonstrated that society can achieve many things when we work together, and it has placed science, business, and all the disciplines in business at the forefront of the solutions to the challenges that we face. For it was science, business and universities that delivered vaccines for the COVID-19 virus in record time. And it's science, business and education that will help us address the most pressing issue of the day, climate change. Earlier this month, Glasgow hosted COP26, the summit of world leaders and nations, which came together to agree measures to prevent catastrophic warming of our planet. But we must also recognise that the challenges of coronavirus and climate change have exposed division in our societies, weaknesses in our systems, and even seen a denial of science and expert knowledge. Strathclyde is and always has been an institution where freedom of thought is encouraged and valued. An institution exemplified by tolerance and inclusivity, one which seeks to play a significant role in shaping the world in which we live through our teaching, research, and through you, our graduates. Now, as graduates of Strathclyde, you too must play your part in drawing upon the knowledge you have gained here and the learning that is still to come to build a brighter future, using the business and economic principles, the finance skills that you've learned while here to solve the pressing challenges that the world faces. COP26 saw former President Barack Obama come to Strathclyde to speak with students about the important role of the youth and young people in tackling climate change. And Mr. Obama had a simple but very powerful message: get active. This is an appeal that I ask you, our graduates, to act upon. And in getting active, I hope you will demonstrate Strathclyde's socially progressive values, an ethos of tolerance, pluralism, and a desire to make a positive difference. In reaching this moment, you will all have had the support and encouragement of your supporters, families, friends, teachers, and mentors. Some of them will be here today in person, or they'll be thinking of you on this special occasion. And I'm sure you're extremely grateful for their support. As I said earlier, this has probably been the toughest time to be a student. I ask you now to take this opportunity to show your appreciation and gratitude with a sincerely felt round of applause for those with you in the hall today, but also for those who can't be with you. Similarly, all of our graduates have been helped by our incredible staff who have worked so hard under very trying circumstances to provide you with a first-class education and outstanding student experience, and for whom your success is their reward. So graduates, please join me in showing your appreciation to our fantastic staff here today and those who can't be here. Your success and our success as a university is in no small part due to the efforts of our staff who deliver our vision of Strathclyde as a socially progressive, leading international technological university. Of all the key figures in our history, Professor John Anderson was the one who made it possible back in 1796, when Strathclyde was founded towards the end of the Scottish Enlightenment for the benefit of all mankind and as a place of useful learning. Anderson believed in knowledge for the greater good in education for all, what we call widening participation today. Strathclyde is at the forefront of widening access to higher education, welcoming those with the ability and desire to learn, regardless of their personal circumstances. We're a research-intensive university whose vision is to make a positive difference to the lives of our students, society, and the world. Through our groundbreaking research, we are helping to change the world for the better. Our researchers are leading the development of innovative technologies that will facilitate the transition from fossil fuels to clean, sustainable energy sources, such as wind, solar, and hydrogen. And those will power our future world and tackle climate change. In our business school, and a number of you have gone through a number of programs which are tied directly to this, our business school and our academics are at the very heart of these endeavours. We pride ourselves in having a business school that just doesn't stand in a silo. We work with all parts of the university and all parts of society, and we're an impactful business school. And we hope that you carry that with you in your future career beyond today's graduation. We're developing new drugs, using new digital manufacturing processes that will provide cheaper, more effective treatments in the fight against cancer, liver, kidney diseases, and inflammatory diseases. We're also helping our health services evolve to face the challenges of health and social care in the changing demographics of the 21st century, especially in the world in which we are now facing. Through our focus on entrepreneurial education, we're helping students and staff to create new businesses with sustainability in mind, which in turn are creating jobs and supporting economic growth. We're leading the revitalisation of this part of the city through the Glasgow City Innovation District, which is attracting companies both large and small to work with the university and the business school to create new ideas, technologies and solutions to a range of problems in health tech, fintech, 5G, industrial informatics, space and quantum. much of which is based within our own Technology and Innovation Centre. As a university, we continually work to enhance our students' experience, investing in our campus, as evidenced by our new Strathclyde Sport Building and the Learning and Teaching Building, which opened just a few months ago. We're investing in health and wellbeing services, and we're putting our students at the heart of everything we do. Our progress and efforts in all of these areas have been recognised in recent years in a host of awards. We became the only university to win the Times Higher Education UK University of the Year twice, having won the accolade again in 2019. We've also been named Business School of the Year, Workplace of the Year, and Research Project of the Year in recent times. And despite the many challenges that we've all faced, Strathclyde Business School has had reason to celebrate. This year, we were incredibly proud and honoured when Strathclyde received a £50 million donation from a business school alumnus, Dr. Charles Huang, through his philanthropic foundation. That is the largest gift that any Scottish university has ever received. And the donation was broken into two parts. £20 million will enable the creation of an Institute for International Business, a Global Leaders Scholarship Programme, and Entrepreneurship Awards. All of these are going to be named after Charles's supervisor, Professor Stephen Young, who sadly passed away just before we received the gift. And when I spoke to Charles about, tell me a bit about your background, Charles said, well, okay, when I was here, I stayed in a place called the Red Roads Flats. Some of you, if you come from Glasgow, know about these. This was where people from less privileged backgrounds would normally come from. And those flats have now been knocked down. And he came here from China because he wanted to be part of Strathclyde and he wanted to be part of the education that we provide. And on the basis of that education, he has gone on and he's now a billionaire. And when I asked him, why did you want to donate money to Strathclyde? And he said, the reason is because the one good thing about this university is that even though I had left and had graduated, the staff were always there to help me during all the difficulties that I faced. And all of you will face difficulties in your career. But he felt comfortable about coming back, speaking to supervisors, past lecturers. And even though you might be graduating from business or economics or finance or entrepreneurship, but we are able to connect you to other experts in the university and also as part of a wider network. And I ask all of you as graduates, follow in Charles's footsteps. Don't be scared to come back and contact us. You're part of the Strathclyde family and we want you to be as successful as possible. And we want you to be our ambassadors when you are working in leadership in organisations throughout the world. The other £30 million is going to be used to build a new sustainable building, a key part of the university's Technology and Innovation Zone. Other news is that our Department of Marketing celebrates its 50th year this year. The Department of Marketing is one of the oldest and most well-established departments in the whole of Europe, and we're delighted that we're having that celebration today. And finally, the business school had all possible subject areas ranked in the top 10 of the Complete University Guide 2022. Accounting and finance was ranked #1 in the whole of the UK. It's an incredible achievement. Our marketing was ranked 3rd, and in economics, business and management studies, all in the top 10. And when you look at economics departments across the UK, to be in that space is an incredible achievement. And you are graduates from this business school, from these departments, and be very proud of that. So it's with immense pride we see you graduate today. And though you may be leaving us, you remain important members of our Strathclyde family. We hope you will continue to stay in touch, to let us know how you get on, and continue to contribute to Strathclyde's activities and success. So today is your day, and the time has come for you to celebrate with your loved ones. So on behalf of the University of Strathclyde, congratulations again to each and every one of you, and I wish you every success for the future. Thank you. I now declare this congregation closed and invite our graduates to join the academics in our academic procession to the Learning and Teaching Building. Can I ask family and friends to remain in place until all the graduates have left, and then you can follow us on the way to the building. And there you'll be able to get some refreshments and a good chance to chat to our staff who will also be there. Please be upstanding.